the Auburn Blitz Podcast, your direct source for all Auburn all the time with Brett Pritchard, Faith Richardson, and Randy Lee.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz Podcast here on a Thursday morning. We are glad that you have joined us wherever and whenever it is that you join us each and every day on the Auburn Blitz and making Auburn Blitz part of your daily Auburn athletic intake. It's Brett, and I'm joined by my buddy Kyle Rush from the barn. Kyle, happy Thanksgiving, first of all, to you here. It's like, to me, it's probably one of the most underrated holidays of all of them, man. But we found a way not to screw this one up to this point. So we've kept this holiday about the same as it's been for the last 200 plus years, and it's good. You just kind of hang out, you kind of eat, you watch football, you just appreciate everything that you've been blessed with.
Heck yeah, man! Can't beat it.
Can't beat it. So glad that you jumped on here with me. We obviously recorded this the day before, but everybody's watching this here on Thanksgiving morning. So we hope everybody's having a great start to their Thanksgiving. Kyle, a lot to dive into here, man. We're a couple of days out from the Iron Bowl, and about midway through the season, it was kind of like, well, that game's not going to be any good. This is going to be terrible. And man, how things have changed on both sides for Alabama and for Auburn. And I'll just start with Alabama since they're obviously coming into Jordan-Hare. This point spread has dropped from 6.5 to 5.5, and frankly, Ty Simpson's been a great quarterback, but it is so uncharacteristic to look over and see an Alabama team that struggles running the football as much as they do. It's just all of the years you and I have grown up watching this rivalry and knowing what Alabama's always hung its hat on, even when they've had good passing teams, they never get too far away from the run. And this team to this point this year just has not been able to run the football.
Yeah, whether it's been schematically, mismatching on the offensive line, injuries at running back, doesn't matter. They've struggled kind of getting pushed when they need it. Now, what they do in lieu of that is that their intermediate and short passing game is very, very efficient, like getting the ball to the running backs out of the backfield, quick passes to the wide receiver. It almost becomes like their solution to the run game, getting to the perimeter. Like 1 out of every 4 of their passes either goes to a running back or a tight end. So they're utilizing that to kind of make up for their deficiencies in running the ball, which I like, because I like the idea of Xavier Atkins locking down, coming out of the backfield and picking those up. You got to pick it up, but yeah, it is kind of weird. It's funny. I was talking with an Alabama writer, Clint Lamb, and he said that he feels way more nervous about this game without Hugh Freeze, which I think is remarkable.
And Auburn feels more confident without Hugh Freeze.
It's crazy that that's the case, but that is the case.
Yeah, that kind of leads me into the next thing. When Hugh Freeze was let go, and you go into the Vanderbilt week, DJ Durkin's kind of been at the helm since then. You saw an offensive explosion at Vanderbilt. Then you see an offensive explosion against Mercer. And, yeah, the defense has taken a couple of steps back, but Coach Durkin addressed that Monday. He said, look, feel a little bit more comfortable about the way things are being handled over there. So he's going to go back and focus more on some things that he needs to focus on to get this defense kind of tuned back in for this game. But that's the crazy thing. This team has scored over 100 points in 2 ball games and over 1,000 total yards of offense, and just makes you want to bang your head into a concrete.
Your stomach, honestly.
It does. And, we talked about this yesterday, and you guys pushed out some stats. I think Taylor pushed some stuff out on Cam Coleman, and it's just amazing. One of 9 players in Auburn history with 85 plus receptions, 1,200 plus yards, and 13 plus touchdowns. And I'm hoping next year, I hope he stays, and hope whoever Auburn gets in place, whether it's John Summerall or whoever, can get the most out of these players, because I don't want to look back in 10 or 15 years and go, after Cam Coleman's had some unbelievable pro career, and people go, he played at Auburn? What? And he was never on a winning team? Like, it just feels like such a waste, man, to this point.
Think about, there's so many of those. There's Tank Bigsby, there's Jarquez Hunter, like all these guys, I'm like you got one more shot with Cam.
Right.
And you hope, obviously, number one, you can retain him. And then whatever you do right by him too, man. Like he could be, why shouldn't he, what's keeping him from being the best wide receiver in college football? Like
absolutely.
Then he can't be just as good as anybody in the college game. And it's just, we haven't been able to sustain drives, hadn't been able to run a bunch of plays enough to get enough targets. So hopefully the last 2 weeks have kind of remedied that, and you can somehow figure out how to take that into the Iron Bowl and have a good outing there, and then see what happens, in the offseason.
And Malcolm, let's talk about Malcolm for a minute. I mean, against Mercer, coming out party, 5 catches, 149 yards out of 91-yard touchdown. Obviously, I'm biased with Malcolm. I've known him since he was a kid, and he's been at my house a bunch growing up, and played football with my son at Benjamin Russell, and so they're close. Just the thing is that he's another one of these weapons. If you'll remember, just all of the hype of these 4 guys coming. We've seen hardly zero of Bryce Cain. I mean, you have seen Cam, you have seen a little bit of Perry Thompson this year, you've seen Malcolm, but none of these guys have lived up to what all the hype was built, with Hugh Freeze being able to go in and get the Freeze 4 and come in. So, I mean, it was good to see Malcolm have a good game. You saw flashes in the Vanderbilt game. He right out of the gate made a big play. Just utilize your weapons. And I thought DJ Durkin said it after the Vanderbilt game. Somebody asked him in the post game. We were sitting in there, and he goes, they said, well, what was the difference? What was the plan? He said, the plan all along is just get the ball to your playmakers. Like, let's not make this too difficult.
It shouldn't be. Malcolm probably makes me, his situation probably makes me the most mad of any of it, because we were somewhat led to believe or told, he can't get the playbook down, or he ran a wrong route and there was an interception, or there's this, that, and we can't get it to him unless it's a jet sweep, and then all of a sudden he's becoming like a real wide receiver, and he's catching the ball down the field in multiple times, not just like a one-hit wonder. Like he had 2 big catches over the middle, and then he also had that deep ball, and then he can catch the ones behind the line of scrimmage and turn it into big yardage, or take a jet sweep. But we turned him into this gadget guy, and he's pretty close to a complete wide receiver.
He is.
You just haven't been able to, for whatever reason, utilize him. And it's funny because you've seen it too. Hugh spent so much time talking with Malcolm, like in practices, and spending time with him, and it's like, it's like he was investing in him, but then it never materialized on the field. It's just that whole situation with him probably makes me more mad than any of them.
I'm with you. Obviously, again, I'm biased, but it's disheartening to see the talent you have there, and then you go to the quarterback position. You look at how jumbled up that's been for the last couple of years, and then Hugh Freeze leaves, and these 2 guys seem like, I mean, everybody's going, well, what in the hell were they watching in practice? And, Deuce, I know it was against Mercer, Kyle, but, man, you don't just go score 6 touchdowns in a game. I don't care if you're playing against air. And it's hard to do. And for him to have his first start, and, for the pressure of him not really playing at all this year, for him to come out and perform the way he did for 3.5 quarters was tremendous, man. And, that's what we all knew he was capable of doing. And, from the get-go, Hugh Freeze was like, well, he's got to be patient. His time's coming. He's the future of the program. Well, why ain't he playing now? I mean, there should have been some opportunities for him to play in games this year.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we couldn't put enough teams away early.
Right.
Ball State was the only one we could really put away, and then South Alabama, you kind of jerked around in the second half. You couldn't get any there, and then you had some of these SEC opportunities that you should have been able to put these guys away, like in Arkansas, or hey, Kentucky. You should have not scored an offensive. You should have not scored an offensive touchdown against Kentucky. So there were probably some chances, but we just fumbled no pun intended. We fumbled the opportunity to get Deuce in there. Hey, he was 15 of 20 passing, and with 2 drops.
Right.
Remember, I mean, Cam dropped, or I think he had 2 drops.
Cam had a drop. Malcolm had a drop.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, he was basically almost just as perfect through the air as he was on the ground.
I think Malcolm dropped it because he was shocked somebody actually threw him the ball. He's like, "Oh, I mean, I didn't see it coming. I had no idea that you even knew I was out here." But
exactly.
I want to go back and talk about that Kentucky. I think Kentucky may have been the low point of this program in the last, I don't know how many years, Kyle. I can't remember. That team was not good coming in, and for them to basically shut you out. The only reason you kicked a field goal is because Elijah Melendez intercepted a ball and ran it down there, and you couldn't even punch it in from there. I mean, like, I never thought I would say this, but somehow Hugh Freeze topped Brian Harsin in being maybe one of the worst coaches that's ever graced the sidelines at Jordan.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
I mean, nobody thought that was going to happen when he was hired. If anything, you thought, well, this guy's going to work extra hard. He's getting a second chance. He's back in the SEC. He's got things to prove. And, man, he just never got it on the tracks right.
No, not at all. It's just it's shocking. Like, I still can't believe, because just the track record of success everywhere, and then you get here and you can't do literally anything. It's anything. It blows my mind. Let's talk about. I'm ready to talk about the Iron Bowl. Like, I think we had a chance in this thing, man.
Oh, 100%. I think when you look at this from a standpoint of the direction both teams are going, now again, Alabama lost to Oklahoma last year and got blown out in that game, and they came back and obviously played well. Jalen Milroe had 3 touchdowns and kind of was the difference in the game. Ty Simpson's a good quarterback, and I think obviously when you look at him, he's thrown for almost 3,000 yards this year. He's only thrown 4 picks, but a couple of them have come here lately. Yeah. And, I think you look at Oklahoma and how they were able to diagnose some pressure from different places and confuse the offensive line coverage, really wreaked havoc on Ty Simpson, made him rush some things, made him uncomfortable. Auburn's going to have to do that, Kyle. Look, again, we just talked about it. They're not Miller has the most rushing yards on the team, 410. At this point in time in the season, that's not good. But they make up for it through the short passing game and the edge and the perimeter stuff. But Auburn's going to have to figure out a way to take some chances and get Alabama in some negative plays and get them behind the chains.
Exactly. Get them in those, because they're not running the ball well. Maybe you can get them in those second longs, those third and longs. I get it. Just keep them off schedule on first down. Like you mentioned, there was a period of time, there was a stretch there where I thought he was the best quarterback in college football. Like, he was, like, when they went on that run and knocked off all those top whatever teams, he was looking really good, really efficient. And, when you talk about basketball, you talk about peaking too soon. Yeah. It doesn't feel like he's peaking at this moment. Like, you talk about 3 interceptions over the last 2 games, 2 against Eastern Illinois, which one of them was trying to take a deep shot at half. So, like, that wasn't necessarily
kind of erased that one. Yep.
But also a fumble. So you got 4 turnovers in 2 games. It's not ideal. Not ideal.
They're not playing. They're not playing their best football. No
exactly.
doubt. And then you add the pressure in. They got to they got to win this game to make the playoffs. They're sitting here staring at another 9-3 season, which Auburn fans would bite your arm off to have a 9-3 season with what the track record we've had the last 5 years. But following Nick Saban, the pressure for Kalen DeBoer, and staring at 9-3 again, if they don't win this game, that they're out again. And Alabama fans and everybody you thought the pressure was hot for Hugh Freeze down here. Let Alabama not make the postseason for 2 straight years with a new coach. And I remember the Bill Curry years. I remember Bill Curry having an undefeated team coming into Jordan-Hare and losing that game, and everybody going berserk, and then coming up there's a lot riding on them trying to get back to postseason post Nick Saban, and they've got pressure, and Auburn shouldn't play with pressure. Auburn should play loose. This, again, I know they've got a bowl game, right? Auburn needs to win to get to 500 to get the bowl game, but clearly the pressure's on Alabama.
Without a doubt. And it's exponentially more than what Auburn should be feeling. I mean, there's already talks of Kalen DeBoer and Penn State.
Yeah, I know.
Is he setting up a chance to bolt if he were to happen to lose this game? Like, I just the expectations, rightfully so, based off of the previous 15 years, are really high, and you're moved to a playoff where you got more teams and you miss it the first go around. When you just about haven't missed many of the 4-team playoffs, you got an incredible roster. And then you're going to go into the second one, and you got a chance again against an interim coach. Like, can you imagine them losing to an interim coach? Like, how that would go over? That would be miserable. That's why I think if you can keep this game close, like, oh my gosh, that if they don't jump on Auburn early, it feels like Auburn could hang in this thing, and who knows at the end. And they sure don't want to get into a kicking contest.
I was going to talk about Alex here in just a little bit. I think that's a big time storyline. But when you look at this from a big picture, the last couple of games in Jordan-Hare, the last couple of Iron Bowls have come down to the end, and it's been plays that Auburn didn't make. Kyle, It's been plays that you either, and I go all the way back to, was it 21 where we fumbled the punt?
In overtime. Then you go to overtime and lose.
Right. I mean, you do that, and then, the Gravedigger play, which is just inexcusable. And then, a couple of years ago, I mean, there's just been so many opportunities for Auburn to win the game, and they've been close, and they should have been close because, Auburn's played good football, and I don't think there's any difference this year. I think Auburn's got a renewed sense of confidence with Hugh Freeze not being there and Derek Nix taking this offense over, and a new energy provided by DJ Durkin throughout the entire team. So I think you're going to go see a team that's going to play extremely hard, and I think you're going to see a team that expects to win the game. I know Auburn hadn't won any of these games lately, but I think they have in their mindset, which you should as a competitor at home, hey, we need to go – we should be winning this. We should win this football game.
Well, I think they feel now like they probably should have been feeling like the whole season. Like maybe up until that Oklahoma game, you were feeling really good and you're really confident. Right. And then those games kind of killed your confidence. I think they feel now like they probably went into the season feeling where it's like a renewed, like you said, a renewed confidence. We know we can put the points on the board. We know now that we can be confident in the plan that's put together to be able to move the chains. And I'm talking a lot about offense because I feel like that's going to be the key to the game, because I just think after 3 weeks, things slow down. You got a rhythm of how this whole thing's going to operate the rest of the season.
Right.
And you can kind of focus back and hone in on the defense. But just those guys, that swagger, that confidence to go out and make a play. And we need that play. I feel like
I agree.
It's like if that play could happen, the dam could bust. You know what I mean? It's like we've had all this pent up failures and disappointments, and it all comes down to just not being able to make that clutch play in a clutch moment. They need that play really bad, man. That we need to make that one play, that clincher play, whether it be a field goal, whether it be a turnover, a sack, a touchdown, a big third down, fourth down completion, whatever it is, we need to make that play. They haven't been able to prove it over multiple coaching staffs now over the last 5 years.
Time to get it back.
It's time to break that seal, bust that slump, and make some stuff happen.
Another interesting point to talk about, but we're going to talk about some of our partners here on the program first.
Yeah.
Sensagreen, for air that's cool and clean, call on Sensagreen. They are the carrier experts here in the state of Alabama. They've got a lot of great deals going on through the holidays, and they have a lot of great rebates on these new carrier units. And plus, when you install one, you're going to save money on your power bill. So go ahead and call on Sensagreen and get you one of these new carrier units. They're proud supporters of Auburn Athletics and the Auburn Blitz podcast. Scout Program Management, those guys are phenomenal. Talked to them yesterday. They're the best in the business. They are a program management company that take you from the pre-planning stages to the finished product, and they deal with all types like municipalities, educational boards of education. When you got a multi-million-dollar project, you need somebody that you can trust and is professional and knows what they're doing. That's why you call Scout Program Management. They know what they're doing, and they're going to make sure they deliver the product that you are paying for. Bunkers in downtown Auburn. If you can't get into Jordan-Hare Stadium, needing a place to go hang out, it's going to be awesome. They got 2 bars there. They got 50 parking spots. The food's outstanding. They got TVs everywhere. That's the place to go if you can't get into Jordan-Hare Stadium, right there in downtown Auburn on Glen. You can hear the stadium from there. You just walk outside and you'll be able to hear the roar. But you've got all the atmosphere going on inside Bunkers, so you need to check them out. One of the best places to go in Auburn. And then, of course, the golf cart superstore, the Cart Source, right there on Highway 280 in Davil as you're coming down 280 going toward Birmingham. They're right there on the left. Go check out all the brands. Easy Go, Cushman, Yamaha, Club Car. They got the top brands. And look, Christmas is coming up, man. What a great Christmas present that would be for all the hunters out there. If you need something a little bit quieter on your hunting land, they can customize those things. They've got super audio systems in there. Those things aren't just a normal golf cart, Kyle. These things are souped up, got all the bells and whistles. Go check out the Cart Source. Go see Harrison, my guy down there. He'll take care of you. And again, if you feel like anybody with Kyle, me, if you want to give us one,
I'll take one.
Hey, we'll take one. Just go tell Harrison we'll give you the address on where to deliver them, and we'll take care of it. So
I'll come pick it up.
I'll do that. Yeah, we'll go pick them up. I got a trailer. We can get both of them at the same time. So
you can probably drive those things back down 280.
Hey, they're street legal, man. Street legal. All right, another interesting point for Alabama to wrestle. How much film do they have to look at? They got one game, really, Vanderbilt. I mean, they can watch Mercer, but that's Deuce Knight. But Ashton Daniels is going to be your starter. You could probably look a little bit at the Arkansas game, the second half. Nothing, scrap the Kentucky, and nobody can get anything out of that. But it's rare that going into this game, Alabama's got we got one game to really look at, and that's Vanderbilt.
That's an unsung, that's an untold, I guess undervalued point for this game. The lack of film. And hey, I'll tell you this. Alabama, I think, really thinks there's going to be Deuce Knight's going to be a part of this game plan.
I think he's going to be a part of the game
as well. I'm not sure that I'm there yet, but the point is they do. They think so.
Sure.
So that takes time away from planning,
absolutely,
reps away from focusing on Ashton. And then if you do focus on Ashton, what do you really have to focus on? Like, what are his tendencies? What are Derek Nix's tendencies? It's really hard to know, because you had 2 different games to watch and it's 2 different quarterbacks both times. So I think that's a big undervalued check in the Auburn box as far as a huge advantage. I don't even really 100% know what to expect. It feels like, Alabama's a really good defense. To me, I say kind of keep going with the whole spread them out and get the ball out quick to your playmakers.
Right.
And then every so often hit them with a run on the inside and mix in some runs with Ashton. That feels like a winning formula. But I don't really know what to expect either.
Historically, Alabama has struggled with running quarterbacks. That's why I think there'll be some opportunities for Deuce. But, hey, don't sell Ashton Daniels short. That guy can run the ball too, man. It's just different styles and how they run it. So, Alabama's got to prepare for a lot. I think you just hit the nail on the head. They're trying to prepare for everything. And, even the fans don't know. I mean, practice was closed this week. You and I, and none of us had an opportunity to have a window to even watch, and I'm fine with that because they're trying to keep everything close to the vest and preparing for this game, because I know the record is 5-6 for Auburn, but this is massive for the future. And that's why I put at the top. A win means what? It propels you to a bowl game, to the new coach, just a lot of momentum, and then. If Alabama loses, they're not making the playoffs. They had a good year, but there's a lot of doubt creeping in. It just could really do wonders for your program confidence-wise.
Oh, 100%. Propel you on into this next regime with the confidence that you can go up against anybody. And you were close the whole time. Hugh was not wrong that you were close.
That's become a cuss word in Auburn. I
understand. But you'll realize that not only were we close, but now we actually are there. You know what I mean? So you take that next step and see what happens.
I think you're right. I think, it's time to make that play, whatever that play is, to get you over the hump. All right. Well, again, we wanted to jump on this morning, a little bit shorter version of our podcast this morning as everybody gets ready for Thanksgiving. Again, we want to tell everybody how much we appreciate all of you that tune in to us here on the Auburn Blitz. And, of course, Kyle, with all the things that he has going on with the Top Button podcast and the Barn. We appreciate those guys over there so much. You guys have a lot of great things going on. Before we get off, Kyle, tell everybody how they can follow you guys.
Yeah, go to the Barn Auburn YouTube page, and you'll see all of our content there, all the different types of video content we're putting out. And then you can subscribe for audio only. Anywhere you get a podcast, just look up the Barn Podcast Network.
Hey, got some high school football coming up tomorrow. Excited. We will be headed down. Kyle came and hung out with us last week at the Sportplex, a big game there between Ben Russell and Hueytown. Boy, you saw an offensive explosion, didn't you?
That was fun.
A lot of great players on that field, both for Hueytown and Ben Russell. So be heading south on Friday to take on Saraland. That's going to be a well of a game. That's as big as it gets here in the state of Alabama.
It's going to be a war. Can't wait.
Yep, can't wait either. So, but Kyle, we appreciate you again as always jumping on here with us on the Auburn Blitz. Hope you and your family have an awesome Thanksgiving. I hope you get a chance to just kind of hang out a little bit, and of course, I'll see you on Saturday at the Iron Bowl. Man, it's here.
Y'all be safe.
All right, appreciate it. All right, everybody, have a great Thanksgiving. We'll catch you guys on Friday.